And of course, we had a little bit of a hiccup, but we're going to continue to keep going. But one of the other things that I was sharing about as far as the birthdays is that we will come together and we will eat a meal together. And then, of course, with now we have the Call Pepinard crew, so it's a lot of us. So what we still do is we still come together and we still have those dinners together. We have a lot of little running feet and little pitter patter of the little feet running around, but we still come together and we have our birthday traditional meals together. And the other thing is that we do is that for Christmas, we try to make sure that we are spending time together with each other, and we come together and we have what we've started was our sleepover. So when we're having our sleepover, basically everybody comes to not Harambee Park. That's I went way back. We come together at Caldwell Manor and we have a meal together. And not only do we have a meal together, but we spend the night together. So we have our sleepover, and it's typically here at Caldwell Manor. And whoever's calling me, I'm doing it live, so try to call me back. But we have our sleepover together, and it is one of the things that we have enjoyed doing so much. Of course, we come over for Christmas Eve, and we have our meal together, and then after that, we are together for Christmas morning. We do all of the things that we typically would do if it was just our family here together, and we open gifts and we just have a good time. Most of the time we have a really big breakfast together on Christmas morning. And then after that, after opening gifts, then everybody goes to their own home. And so what we've started, and we've started doing that since we've been here in Baytown. But prior to that, one of our other family traditions is that we would just still have fun. It wouldn't just be just our family. It would be other people in the neighborhood or other people that were involved in our church or other people that were just family friends. We would always come together and we would have those types of engagements. So that is a tradition, one of the traditions that we've started. And so what are some of your traditions? What are some of the traditions that you do with your family? And again, traditions are things that you have to start. But guess what? Not only do you have to start, but you have to keep them up. That's how they become a tradition, is that when you keep those traditions up. And the other thing I would like to say about traditions is that don't just always let it be one person who is trying to plan everything and then make it happen. Let it be, if we're talking about strengthening our families and our relationships, let it be a group effort. Let it be a family effort where you are actually allowing the families to come together and plan it. You need to discuss it, you need to plan it, and then you need to do it. Okay? So, but don't just let it be one person who is doing either all the planning or it's just their idea and no one else's. Because if you do it like that, a lot of times you're not going to have the participation. Somebody's going to be upset because they didn't get a chance to do what they wanted to do. And we want to keep the family in harmony. So make sure that you're involving everyone in the process and also in the actions that you're doing. Another thing is trying new things together. For those that are just joining in with me, we are talking about strengthening family relationships. And so I'm just giving you some strategies on how you can do that. And one of those things is try some new things. What are some things that you've wanted to do with your family, but you've thought, well, I don't know if anyone else wants to do this, or I'm not sure how to make this happen or whatever. Just try it. Again, I said discuss it, plan it, and then do it. But try to find some new things. My husband enjoys watching a good movie together. Sometimes that is what I want to do. But sometimes it's like, okay, let's do something different. And one of the things that we started doing last year actually it may have been the year before, the summer before, is that we would take the time to go and sit at the beach. We both love the water. Probably everybody in my family loves the water, being out on the water. But we would just, go to Sylvan Beach and spend some time. Sylvan Beach is probably less than 20 minutes from our home. And so on a Friday night, we gather up our lawn chairs and we go sit at the beach and we just kind of people watch and we just laugh and talk. And then after that, we go and we have dinner. And then we come back home, or we just kind of ride around and see what's, just hanging out together. So when I talk about trying new things, it don't always have to cost money. You can try new things that doesn't necessarily cost anything. But sometimes those things that there may be a little bit of a cost. And if you can afford to do those things, then go ahead and try it. After we try some new things, we want to make sure that those new things that you are trying, that everybody feels comfortable in doing those things, okay? And it goes back to what I said earlier, is that sometimes we will allow one person to plan, and that one person that's planning, well, that may be something fun that they enjoy doing, but for the rest of the family, they may not like it so much. So try some new things and see how you like it. When we're thinking about family, again, I said it's the good, the bad, the ugly, and sometimes there can be situations where things have not always been the very best in your family. But I would say try to be sure that if you have family members that you are distanced from, or not necessarily because something has happened, but it could be just the distance itself. Please make sure that you have some type of connection with all of your family, and not just your immediate family, because it can be just, hey, me and my Caldwell Pepnor crew, but then I know I have other family members, and yes, we are separated by distance, but I have to be mindful that when I go home, or if I have a group chat with my brothers and sisters, to try to interact with them as much as possible. And let me just tell you, especially the older that we get, and as my mom is, at home and she's pretty much there, not by herself, but, there are other family members there. But make sure you're checking in on your family. Sometimes a phone call, sometimes it's an email, sometimes it's just a FaceTiming them. Pick up the telephone, but check in on your family and make sure that they're doing okay. And I can guarantee you, sometimes people just want to hear your voice. My husband was sharing with me about something that they did at work, one of the service projects, and it was working with Alzheimer's patients. And so, and we know, or some of us that know or have family members or know someone who's had Alzheimer's or have Alzheimer's, then we know that their brain begins to change. There's a lot of things about them that begin to change, but their long-term memory is intact. It's just their short-term memory is what begins to fade. So, but even with that, sometimes they will get to the point where they won't even know who you are. But still, having someone to converse with or to talk to spend some time with, it does a body wonders. When we were doing a little bit of community service with our nursing home patients, or nursing home or convalescent centers, one of the things that we noticed is that the older people that were there, and it could be younger people there, they were so very grateful to have those young people and those other people to come in and just to say hello, to sing with them, to talk with them, to just listen to them. So again, I'm talking about sometimes when we have distant family members, it's not that we have become distant because something may have happened. Sometimes we're distant because of the distance away. And so just make sure that you're being inclusive in connecting with all of your family. And another thing is stay active. make sure that you are doing some things. And of course, again, I'm always talking to myself. I'm always talking to myself when I'm saying certain things, but stay active. Make sure that when you are planning things with your family, include something that has some a level of that's something that's going to energize you. I noticed that on this past week, my daughter took the younger boys to, I guess, the trampoline park. Now, I call it trampoline park. That is probably not the name for it, but I'm just going to call it the trampoline place where they go and they jump. It may be, I don't know if it's Urban Air. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's a place where they can go and they can jump. And with those, with my grandsons, they needed that. They need to be able to expend that energy and to be able to be physical. So some of the activities that you're doing with your family, don't always just let them be where, it's just kind of sit and get. Make sure that some of the activities that you're doing are the physical things. And one of the last things in this little area that I wanted to share with you all is to laugh together. Let me just tell you, not only do you need to laugh together, but you need to laugh often and you need to laugh hard. When we can laugh at ourselves and some of the things that we do, first of all, it decreases the level of stress that maybe we are experiencing. And some of the things, because when we talk about stress, and let me just tell you, life in general, just daily life can be stressful. And sometimes we have to step back and we have to laugh at ourselves and the things that's going on in our lives in order to keep from crying. And when we are laughing, laughter does a body good. It releases those good endorphins. It makes you feel good. The same way with crying. And I would much rather see you laughing than crying. But sometimes you need to do that as well. But laugh together. Laugh together. Laugh hard. Laugh often. And it's not that you are laughing at your family, because sometimes people get it twisted and they don't want people laughing at them, and that's not good. So we don't ever want people to laugh at us, but they can be laughing with us. I can't tell you the number of things that one of my family members or all of my family members have done that it just creates a uproar of laughter. And I'm reminded of one of the things that Chase said to me, or a couple of things that Chase said to me last week. And I was like, Chase? And no, but he was so sincere. We were going to his favorite place, which is Chick-fil-A. And I was supposed to pick up some gift cards for my husband. And I forgot to ask for them. And so as we were beginning to leave the drive-thru, Chase reminded me, he said, Mommy, don't forget to get Big Daddy's gift cards. And I was like, thank you, Chase. I forgot. He said, oh, that's called memory loss. I was like, what? He was like, yes, that's called memory loss. And I'm just like, Chase. And then something else happened. Oh, I think we were sitting outside and he asked me, I think it was the next day. So, and you know how when you get up and you have bed hair? Well, my hair was just sticking straight up. And he asked me, he said, Mommy, are you a superhero? And I was like, why are you asking me? In my mind, I was thinking, why are you asking me that, Chase? Am I a superhero? And then I asked myself, well, no, what makes you think Mommy is a superhero? He said, well, your hair is just standing straight up. And I laughed about that. And he said, and also, Mommy, superheroes, they don't have like a bald spot in the top of their head. And I was like, Chase. But anyway, it was just, it caused both of us to laugh. Now, he didn't mean it to be funny, but it gave us a good time to laugh. So please find the things to laugh about. Make sure that you are filling your belly with laughter, because again, sometimes life can get very difficult and we want to laugh. Again, sometimes crying is necessary, but we don't always want to be crying. We don't always want to have where life is so difficult that we are crying. We want to find the positive things in life. We want to find the positive things that we can do with our families. And that's some of the ways, some of the strategies that I wanted to share with you all about strengthening your family. And so not only that, I also wanted to share some other things with you all. Sometimes in our families, we have to learn to let go of the past. And that can be a very hard thing to do with letting go of the past. But sometimes we have to let go of the past in order for us to heal. And if you're wanting to heal and if you're wanting to move forward, you definitely have to let go of those things. And one of the things I do know is that when people have been hurt, they tend to hold on to the past, and they tend to carry some negative things over into, so it could have been some things that have happened in our childhood, and we carry those things over. Or it could be, something that a person feels like they have been wronged. And again, I'm talking about strengthening not only family bonds, but just strengthening relationships. So these are some things that I want you all to understand, is that you have to let go of the past. And that's if you want to make a new start. I mean, if you're content with holding on to that stuff and letting it just beat you down, then you go right ahead. But for me, I want to make sure that I am letting go of that past stuff, because it absolutely does you no good whatsoever. And when you're letting go of the past, we need to make sure that we're being honest about some of the things that have happened maybe to us, and how maybe even what our responsibility may have been in that. But be honest about the entire situation. And if you're wanting to heal, then honesty is a must. And not only is honesty a must, but sometimes when we're dealing with the uncomfortable issues, we've got to check our feelings. We've got to check our feelings to make sure that we're in a right place to receive. Because what can happen is, if you are trying to heal and if you're trying to work some things out, if all the parties are not in a good place to deal with those issues and talk about those issues and being honest, a lot of times what will happen is you will re-injure. And we don't want to re-injure. Remember, we're trying to heal. And so, and in doing so, make sure that you've established an environment where you can express your feelings openly without being criticized. Or so create a space where you feel safe, you feel protected, and you feel supported, so you can express your feelings. And then have the courage to grow close again. So have the courage, once you've done all of those things, have the courage to say, you know what, whatever this thing was, whatever it could be, this misunderstanding, whatever thing that happened between us, we're going to put that in the past, and we're going to have the courage to grow close again and make our relationships work. Because I can tell you, and I started out with yesterday talking about family. Family is the most important thing that I feel like that we have in this life. And when we're talking about our family, and we're talking about the people that are in our inner circle, and family can mean a lot of different things. I'm not just talking about those people that are your birth family. You may have family members that are by marriage or by foster parents, or just family, whatever, however they're related to you. And then of course you can have some friends that are as close to you or close to you than your family members. But when you have those members or those people that are in your life, please know that you need to nurture those relationships. Our time is very short on this earth. And the thing that we don't want to happen is that we are taken away and we still have some unfinished business with family members and also our friends. So make sure you're doing whatever you need to do to strengthen those family relationships, to strengthen those bonds, and to make sure that you are being the very best person that you absolutely can be. I had a situation on today that I was listening to some young people share their feelings about someone who recently passed away, and all they had were good things to say. And that's what a legacy that is. What a legacy that you can have people that understand and know that you lived an authentic life, that you were nice and that you were kind and that you were pleasant and that you took the time out for them. Because so many times we don't have that. We live in a society where people are just busy, 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 and they don't have time to just stop and to just listen to other people. And so, but when you do that, you stop and you listen to other people, you can ensure that, first of all, you are extending yourself. But then guess what? That person that you're stopping and you're spending some time with, maybe that is just what that person needed, because we never know. People are at their wits' end. Again, when I say life is lifing, life is lifing. People are going through some really tough times right now. And what can you do as an individual to help ease their load? What can you do? What do you have to offer? And sometimes you may say, well, I don't have anything to offer, but you do. You know, you do have those things, a listening ear. And that's where I started out by talking about communication. A listening ear goes a long, long way. So even if that's all that we have, and I encourage someone today that give somebody a little bit of your time, especially if you know that they are reaching out to you and that they're wanting to talk to you. Just give them a little bit of your time. If that's all you have, give them a little bit of your time. Acknowledge that they are present. Acknowledge that they are there. And let's just see what happens, okay? Sometimes people just want to know that you care. And it doesn't take anything away from us to show somebody that you care. I'm done. This has been a great evening. Again, I had a little glitch earlier where it cut off, and I am learning how to do Facebook Live. I'm learning how to make sure that I can see everything. And if you've had remarks or if you've had comments, I cannot see a thing. So let me see if I can, before I log off, let me see if there were any, and y'all excuse me for keep saying and I am learning. My husband helps me out, but I wanted to see if there is any comments. So let me see if I can find any comments. Hey, Shekinah. Thank you for listening, Shekinah. And I know Boris and Ned are probably listening. Hopefully Candace. Anybody else, if you're listening, and if you have anything that you want to share, put it in the comments. I can actually see them. What are some of the things that you do to strengthen your family bonds? What are some of the traditions that you do with your family? What are some of the things that you want to continue or you want to try? Hey, Candace, what are some of the things that you want to try with your family? What are some things that you enjoy doing? Put them in the comments and let's see what's happening with our family. Again, I talked about what I do with my family. What are some of the things that you do with yours? So put them in the comments. And for those that are just tuning in or have been with me for the entire time, just know that I really appreciate it. We will be back on next Tuesday at 7 o'clock. And on next Tuesday, it will be week 4. We're going to be talking about personal growth and learning. So if you've noticed, I have a pattern, a method to the madness of the different topics that I am sharing with you. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I can share with you where these topics are coming from. But if you enjoyed this live on tonight, Please make sure that you can always support me by sending stars. If you're not a subscriber or follower, please like and subscribe to my channel. Not only do I have the channel here, but I also have a YouTube channel. It's the other Mother Theresa. Look me up and subscribe. And also share this with other people. So when we're done, share the live, okay? Bye-bye, everybody. You all have the most amazing evening. And I will see you on next week with more of GrandStanding with Mother Theresa. And you all have a great night. I'm going to try to play a little bit of this while we are leaving out, and just in case you didn't hear it. But y'all have a great night on tonight. And let's GrandStand again on next week. Bye-bye, everybody.